Kyle reviewed.
Hey guys, just finished watching The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 1, Chapter 1. This episode was really interesting. I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I already have my tickets for the latest episodes. I'm just a huge movie fan. And so getting into this stuff, I'm just a big sci-fi fan and stuff. So I really kind of like this, kind of the Star Wars stuff is really cool. But I'm not a diehard. I'm much more of a Marvel and DC stuff. And I know more of the mythos and going into this episode was kind of interesting for me. So I don't really know all of the deep dive stuff as much as I know Marvel stuff, to be able to get, this background character, who that could be, those little Easter eggs or anything like that. I'm not going to pick up any of those things for the Star Wars stuff as much as they would be for any of the Marvel or DC stuff. So I think this is quite interesting, this show. It is a bit of a slow, compared to anything else Star Wars. When you think Star Wars, you think of the movies. At least that's what I'd have. Because I've never watched any of the cartoons or any of the animated shows or anything like that. So we'll have to wait to see where things go. But I love the ending to this show. The ending definitely gets me interested, and definitely makes me want to go online, go on YouTube, and start watching some more Star Wars centric channels, talk about it. People who know a bit more of the Star Wars mythos and who can dive deeper into that stuff and see what they have to say. Some of the people who really kind of watch everything, read every last bit of Star Wars content, and can tell me, what they think of it. But for now, for me, just as a regular, moviegoer and stuff, I kind of like this stuff, and I like this movie. Is a bit of a slower thing, compared to the movies, but it's a TV show. Of course, it's going to be, it's going to be drawn out storytelling rather than fast-paced storytelling, and I think that's quite interesting. And the ending definitely has enough for the casual Star Wars fan. If you've only watched the movies here and there and you only watched them once or twice, like I don't think I've watched The Force Awakens or anything like that since the movie came, since theaters really. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see as to where things kind of go with this show. I kind of like it. So I thought I was really excited to watch this, just to see as to how the high budget goes and how well that's going to be done, to give me an idea, because I'm really excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier and all those Marvel Disney Plus shows that they're going to tie into the MCU, and that's what I really can't wait. Now, this show, if I'm not mistaken, is going to have 10 episodes, and then it has a budget of $100 million, is what it sounds like. It's rumored, right? So, it's about $10 million an episode, which is not bad. I think Game of Thrones had like an episode had like $8 million a piece, so I think this could be pretty good. One of the highest budgeted series out there. I think Westworld did have a budget of about $100 million for their first season, so that could be quite interesting to see as to where things go for the competition for this stuff. And I think it's really going to be quite cool to see as how things go. Now, the idea of putting it out one at a time episodes, I don't know if I like that. Weekly storytelling, we'll have to wait and see. For me, I'm just watching too many shows. We're watching all the Arrowverse shows and the Black Lightning, and then the DC Universe shows and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when that comes back on. It just becomes a bit much to keep track of everything. So we'll have to wait and see as to where things kind of go with this. But I guess I don't mind it too much. But some of the special effects in here looked a little bit like, obviously CGI. A couple of the far background stuff looked like it was green screen and didn't look real. Some of the times where he was riding a creature or a thing, looked a bit fake and stuff, literally CGI. But there is a lot of practical effects, and I think that really works very well. So it is kind of nice seeing some practical effects, especially if you go back to so that it matches up with the original Star Wars stuff. And I think that's some of the stuff that the Terminator franchise needs to learn, is to kind of, to make it fit in the same universe, you do the same techniques when you can, and I think that worked out very well. So you could see that there's some of the techniques that were used back in the old, the George Lucas original series, original trilogy. You could see some stuff that kind of harken back to that are kind of same style, practical effects, which sells it way more better than any CGI could. So I think it's really interesting to see as to where things go with this. Definitely can't wait to see as to how things kind of turn out. I like the different Star Wars stuff. Like I said, I really don't pick up on any of the background stuff or all the Easter eggs and stuff like that. But the mythos and the ending there, definitely for someone who doesn't know anything about Star Wars, but just watches it here and there and knows the basics about Star Wars like I do, that it got me really interesting as to how things kind of go with that. And it does make me want to kind of research some characters and things like that, some Star Wars mythos, just to get some backstory about stuff. So yeah, definitely recommend watching this. Is it worth getting Disney Plus just for it? So episode 1, it's hard to tell. If you're a diehard Star Wars fan, yeah, you're going to do it anyway, just for this stuff. But we'll have to wait and see as to how things go for the rest of the show for the budget and how long it really lasts. So let me know what you think, guys, about this in the comments below. I was really surprised to see some casting and stuff, as some characters, a certain Marvel actor slash director, or director slash actor, is in here. So I think that was really cool, and some big names that are in here and stuff that they are recognizable. So I think that's kind of interesting for this show. So let me know what you think, guys, if you watched this the first episode of Mandalorian. Let me know what you think. Do you want to see more reviews of this? We'll see how this video does on my channel here, and I'll probably maybe I'll do an episode 2, maybe I'll just wait, watch the rest of it, and then review the last episode once it all comes out, just based upon your guys' feedback. So let me know what you think about it. If you want more reviews, let me know, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
It'll be my turn. Kyle reviewed. Like and subscribe.